all the other types of CRM goodness. So as I'm looking at mail campaigns, this will give you a little bit of an insight into what you can do with that product if you got it installed. So today I will be again looking at the version 2 of mail campaigns. So that is currently being finalized. So we've finished beta testing of that extension now, and it is now in its final stages, ready to be launched alongside version 3 of the CRM. So this is the Mail Campaigns Campaign Assistant, so the summary of how you might use this in the CRM. So I ran a webinar on this a couple of weeks ago as well, so it was looking at the same type of things as today, but it gives you a chance to answer any questions, ask any questions you might have as I'm going through. So I've only got a couple of contacts in this example CRM today. So if you look at the contact list, I've just added 2 people. So maybe you're just starting out with a CRM, you're wanting to test out how would this work when I start getting more leads, and how would I then potentially start using that with the CRM. So again, I'll quickly add a 3rd person just to make it a little bit of a difference. So I will add in go@0bscrm.com. This person is a lead. It's a miss. We guess the name, it's just Jane Doe. So we will save that down. So Jane saved into the CRM as well. And then she's back in the list. So this gives you a little bit of a starter, a bit of data in the CRM. So 3 contacts, and we're looking at mail campaigns. So I've got 3 contacts in the list, 1 lead and 2 customers. And when you load up mail campaigns, on your first load, you'll be taken to the Setup Assistant. So this just gives you an overview of whether your server can handle and the extension, and whether there's anything you may need to tweak. So if you don't have any contacts, it'll let you know. If you've not set up a mail delivery method, it'll let you know. If you've not got any segments either, so again, it'll let you know, because segments come in useful around this type of extension, and any server timeouts. And you see at the bottom here, you've got cron mode, which is saying that it may be good to go, but you might be better looking at maybe a server cron rather than WordPress cron. So that's just the differences in the way those 2 run. So WordPress cron, we've scheduled things using that, and it'll go every 5 minutes, but it's not always reliable. So sometimes it only triggers if there's been a page view on your website. So running a server cron will reliably make this fire and operate. So if you've got TXO down here, then that's fine. If the last one's a maybe, which is what this is saying, then you can probably still go ahead, but there are some limitations in this route. So again, as I'm going through, if you do have any questions, ask them in the questions tab, and just let me know, because it does help. So you've got Setup Assistant, and again, it's worth reminding that this is the beta version. So we are soon to launch the official version, so that you may see some changes when you get that final version. So you've got contacts, and you're thinking, okay, I want to start email marketing them. So if you've got 3, it's not too bad just to do it one by one. But if you've got 3,000 or 30,000, then you may want to start looking at campaigns. So you could use something like MailChimp or something like ConvertKit, but why not do it yourself in WordPress? So again, this keeps everything in one place, and it can be a little bit smarter as it's linked dynamically into your contact list. So you don't need to be ferrying data in and out of MailChimp all the time. It's just all running from one place. So I'll look at email sequences as well. But starting off with a single email, you can just get started as a test. So you can go in and say, okay, you're wanting to let your contacts know about March offers. So it's something you may send once a month. March Madness is here. And you can even add a bit of personalization if you want. So you could say first name. So if you want to put that somewhere in the email subject, you can do that. You could say contact name, March Madness is here. And then you get to choose which mail delivery profile you want to send it from. So you might have a different one set up for something like offers, or you might have a different one if you're wanting to send it personally from yourself. So that's managed via the mail delivery part of the settings. So quickly jump to that page. So you see here that you've got mail delivery. So again, it's worth taking a look at first of all the mail tab. So this actually says, okay, you've got a few things here that you need to look at as well. So tracking open statistics. So do you want to make sure that when someone opens an email, you're known about it, or if they click something, you're known about it. So with mail campaigns, it's worth making sure that sticks. Otherwise, it won't say anything there. And then these are some of the other general areas in the settings. So if you're sending them direct mail from the CRM and not through a broadcast, you can choose how you want it to look. But if you are sending broadcasts, then you do have some unsubscribe options down here as well that you can look at. So click to unsubscribe, and it sends you to a page on your website. So again, it's all done via your CRM. So as long as you're happy that's all good to go, you can look at mail delivery, which is saying which email route out do you want this to come from. So you can set up your own, so it'll come as WordPress mail if you want it to go that way, or you can set up as many others as you like, and you can choose different types. You could have it running via SMTP or WordPress mail. So you could have offers@0bscrm.com as another email route, and so that's how that works there. So back to the campaign. So we set this up, and we said it's March offers, contact first name, March Madness is here, sending an email from Mike, and then you just continue to the next step. So that's done, and it loads your next page. So now you get to choose who you're sending it to. So you can either say, okay, leads called Mike would be a segment. So you need some segments in there, or you can use tags. So you can say add tag. So anybody that's attended a webinar, for example, you want to send a March offer to, and you can preview that audience. So that'll go away and say you've got a certain number of contacts that have matched these conditions. So contact preview is tag based. So then once you're happy with that it's capturing the right people, so you can say you want to send March Madness broadcast to anybody that has that tag. And then you move on to the usual next steps of the mail campaigns. So this is again just looking at templates. So you've got here that a few templates available. So we can do say a boxed announcement. So I'll come back to this a little bit later, but you move on to next, and then it loads your email, and you can just start writing. So there's all types of things you can do here. So hello contact name, we're announcing something new, blah, 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 and you can put any of the other placeholders in around here. So if you wanted to add like your business logo, your business name, other contact fields as well. And these include custom fields. So in my CRM, I've set up birthday and weight. So you may do like special birthday offers and say your birthday is this date. So this is why you're getting this type of thing. So there you go. So that's the broadcast, the editor. So you go in, you can edit it, and then you can preview what it will look like. And this will pop up an example populated with the placeholders. So let me make sure that that's actually showing up on the webinar. Okay, so it will pop up in another window. So because I'm only sharing this one screen, it's not actually showing, but it does give you a preview of what the email would look like, populated with the placeholders. And once you're comfortable with that, you can then go ahead and send. So you move on to the next step. So that's sending a test email. So you send a test email, and then it'll go off and send the test email. I just realized that I put the same email in that it's coming out from, so that might be why it isn't sending. So you send the email to continue, and then it'll be sent. So that's how you would do your single email campaigns there. So that's a single email, and then once it's been sent, you can go back to your mail campaigns. So again, it's via the tools menu and then mail campaigns. So I'll leave that page for now because it tried to send an email to myself. So back to mail campaigns. So then you can see what's going on with your broadcast. So you've got one live broadcast going on. So this just means that these are the different types here. So you've got March offers, and you can go back here. So you can see which ones have been completed, which ones are sending or live. So you can have a look at who's it's been sent to and the reports for that particular broadcast. So it's a good way of seeing who's opened it and when. So this was one I sent a while ago, and I've deleted the contact since, so it's now saying no recipients found. So if you're running this on all your data, you can see actually you've sent 3, one person opened it, you can see who's clicked it and who's unsubscribed. So this all links into the CRM data. So that's the single broadcast. So that would be what you're used to with something like mail campaigns, something like MailChimp. If you're using third-party email providers for your marketing, then you might do that over there at somewhere like MailChimp, but you can do it from the mail campaigns. So that's one of the options. So the other one is, again, sequences. So if we go to a new campaign again, and then an email sequence. So this one is likely to be something you use a bit more as well if you've got various things coming in place. So what you can do here is say sequence for all Mike leads. This will be clear why in a minute. So sequence for all Mike leads from me again and continue. And again, you can say, okay, leads called Mike. So I've chosen a segment this time. And the segment I've chosen was called leads called Mike. And you'll see there's nobody in that segment at the moment because there's no leads in my CRM called with Mike in the name. So that's a segment that I've created in the CRM. So we're saying, okay, anybody that joins with a lead, the CRM as a lead with the name Mike, will go into this segment, but right now there's nobody in it. So again, we'll preview the audience, and then we'll move to the next step to say, okay, I'm guessing this isn't going to preview either because there's nobody in it. So let me just refresh that again. So let me put somebody into the segment first. So we go to edit segment. So if we add a contact, and then so we have another person here. So let's say Mike at anotherco.com. So this person is a lead, prefix of Mr. And he's also called Mike Matheson, making his name up. So he's in there, and then we'll save him down. So again, we've now got a lead called Mike. So make sure that's saved, make sure he's in the list. Okay, so we've got a lead, and he's called Mike. So now when we'll do this again to make sure it's picking him up. So lead's called Mike. Yeah, so now it's matching that Mike. So Mike's been matched because he's a lead status, and he's also got Mike in his name. And then we move on to the next step. So moving on to the next step loads again, it's very similar to the email broadcasts. So you can choose your email, and you can write your email. So you could say, welcome, Mike. So hello, Mike again. You have a special offer for Mike this month. Again, this is only going to go to lead called Mike. Purchase now. This is a very specific way of targeting people. So you can create a sequence that goes out, purchase now, and that could take them to a specific page on your website just for Mike. So this is showing how you can really target down your communications in the CRM. So then you can add a delay, and then you can add another email. So again, make this one a handwritten, a bit more personal looking. So again, so welcome was the first one. The next one is final chance. So hi, contact name. I see you've not purchased yet. Not purchased. Purchased. Can't spell. Purchased yet. Here's your last chance. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up a number of emails here, and then again, say I had a 5-day delay and another email to that sequence. and then I'll do a final chance. So I know I said it was final chance before, and then you can say, okay, we forgive you. Hi contact name. Maybe you were away, so we wanted to give you another go. And then you could have a final purchase now. So again, you'll see how this will work in a minute. So I've set up a sequence here, and it's delivered over a week. So they'll get the first welcome email that says, hi, we have a special offer for Matt this month, purchase now. And again, you don't have to be as blunt as this in your actual campaigns. And then so it'll wait a day, and then it'll send a final chance, and then it'll wait 5 days, and then it'll send this, okay, we forgive you. So that's a sequence. So you can set that up, and if you remember, the recipients were leads called Mike. And then, okay, we're done. Let's save all and continue. So we're moving on to the next step again. So we saved all of the emails, and we're now saying, okay, let's look at getting this sequence live. So this is okay. The sequence is for everybody in the segment Mike leads. So everybody with status lead called Mike. It'll send a 3-email sequence delivered over 7 days, and it'll come from Mike at 0BS. And currently, there's only one contact in there. And now this is the important step. So as soon as you start this sequence, any initial emails begin to send. So if you've got 1,000 people matching that status, they'll start to get it now. So then we're ready to go in all the settings, etc., before you start sending a sequence. So yeah, we're done, we're happy, we'll start the sequence. So that's now begun the sequence, and you'll see here that the campaign's live. And then you can see the summary of it. So it's been done, it's live, which means it's actively sending out emails. And then you can look at the summary. So it's going out and it'll send. So you see that nothing's been sent yet. So this is when I originally said about the cron. So it'll send every 5 minutes or so, it'll start to send. So if you're not seeing anything sent after longer than 5 or 10 minutes, then there's something not quite right. But this is how it looks until it starts sending. So there's only one person in my list that matches this condition. So it'll only be sent one time. So you can just refresh the page when you're wanting to test. But the important part of this is now if I add, so you can look at recipients here anyway. So this person is going to get the email. But what you can do is you can add a new contact. So if you had another contact called jim@contact.com, he's also a lead, but Jim's actually called Mike. So Mike Jones this time. So a little bit later in the day or in a couple of days, you get another contact matching that criteria. So it's a lead with Mike as the name, and we save. So a new contact gets added. So what that does is in this sequence that you had set up, you've got another contact matching that criteria. So in recipients, you'll see now that Mike Jones has been added. And then Mike at anotherco.com is already on there. So it's added an extra contact onto the list. So recipients and activity. So whenever you're adding a new contact to the CRM and they match the condition that you set up in a segment, and if you've got a sequence going to that segment, then they'll automatically start getting that email. So it's a great way of automatically getting people into your CRM and then them getting your email sequence that you've set up. So that's how the mail campaigns works in overview. So it gives you a little bit of detail of one, making sure it's set up okay. We've got all the settings entered. Secondly, that you can do broadcasts and you can send and check in on sequence summaries, and you can edit contacts. So whenever you add a new contact to your list that matches specific criteria, they can automatically start getting the email. So again, so I added Mr. Mike Jones, and you'll see here that this guy had a flag anyway, so he's unsubscribed. So you shouldn't really email him. So that's sort of in there, so that if they've unsubscribed, they're not going to get it. So this is just a number of different things you can do. So again, if I had another person, new contact 5 at crm.com. Again, it's a lead with the name Mike Mikeson. So again, every time you add somebody that's matching that condition, they're going to start getting added to the sequence. So you'll have seen a minute ago that it's been less than 5 minutes, so it won't have triggered a new send, but the recipient list is growing. So as soon as you've set it up, all these people are getting added to the sequence, so they're all going to start getting emails. And then if you go on the steps tab, this shows you the steps in the sequence, so you can see how each email is performing. So if you can see how many have been sent in each batch, how many people have opened it, how many have clicked, how many have unsubscribed. So you can always adjust the performance of your campaigns as you're seeing the data come in your CRM. So you can see what's happening. So are you getting, it might be that you're getting a bit of a drop off in send because people are purchasing on the first step, but it might be that you see actually that more people are purchasing when you send the final chance or when you send the final chance. So this is just a good way of utilizing your CRM contact list with your email campaigns and email marketing. And it's a lot more dynamic and reactive. So as soon as you change anything in here, it is automatically reflected in the CRM. So you see here that this Mike was a customer, so he wasn't in the list of Mikes. But if he was actually a lead, again, so that's been changed. And you go back to the campaigns. And you can take a look at the sequences. And then leads called Mike, again, if we have a look at the sequence. And then recipients, you'll see that now we've got another Mike on there. But also I also had an unsubscribe flag. So this is what happens if they click a unsubscribe link in any of your emails. They'll get flagged to say they've unsubscribed, so they won't get the email. So that's pretty much most of the email campaigns. So as I said, it's in beta at the moment. So there's a few little things like when it was kept trying to find people matching a segment when there wasn't anybody in a segment. So there's some little finalizations we need to take care of. But generally, that is how the Mail Campaigns extension works. It's a lot more visual if you have a lot more contacts. So as I said, I have only a small example data test here, so you can go on and you can see what's happening in your list, and you can see actually I've sent a product update out. This is how many times it's been sent, and you can actually see what's going on. So that's, if we go back to Mail Campaigns again, let me just see if I've covered everything. So setup assistant was, are we doing everything to make sure emails are being sent? System logs, again, gives you a bit of information in there, like what's been happening around, what has it been logging. So if there's anything that it needs to let you know, it'll be in there. And you can always jump in and look at your stats for email broadcasts. I'll just quickly check I've not missed anything. So again, making a new broadcast, you go to Mail Campaigns and Add New, and continue, and then you get to choose your template. So again, I'll just do another quick test. Another broadcast. We'll continue. And again, we'll do the same segment. Leads called Mike, because I've got a few more in there now. 4 contacts currently match it. And then we continue again. And you'll see you've got templates as well. So you can choose the different templates. So, and then once you've chosen it, you can continue, and it takes you back to this status again, where you can then preview, send a test as well. So test@test.com. And the best email. And then once that's been sent, you can continue. That'll say that you need to put an unsubscribe line in. And you can send it, I'll schedule it. And then leaving it open is a little bit like a sequence. So if you leave it open, then it'll automatically keep sending that broadcast to anybody that matches that segment. So generally, if you're just wanting to do a one-time email, you wouldn't leave it open, but that is an option. And again, you can then send it now. So again, it started sending, so you can't edit it. And these are the recipients it's going to go to. So that's, again, a final quick run through, and you can view the email that you created as well. But again, that pops up in an email, in a separate browser window even. And then once things have started to send in the CRM, you'll be able to refresh and see how many opens and clicks and unsubscribes you've had. Okay, so again, hopefully this has been useful for people today. We're still, again, as I've said a few times on this webinar, we're still finalizing some of the little niggles that we've been seeing, partly through doing these webinars and through beta feedback. So again, these will be available and straightened out in final versions. If you've not got this current version of Mail Campaigns, but you do have a bundle, then we can give you like a very early version of the same one I've been just running today. But you do need to be a little bit careful using it in production, because there are some like little issues that we do need to fix up. But if you want to get used to it, get figured out how it runs and get setting up sequences, then that's fine. You can get the feel of it. It might give you a bit more. If there's areas you want to ask questions about, then you tend to find more about something by using it yourself than just sometimes watching a demo. So again, if you've not got the bundle, then it is available currently as part of the Entrepreneur Bundle. So it's not available in Freelancer, but Entrepreneur and Reseller, it's available under those products. And again, if you do have it but you've only got access to the current live version, which is version 1.8 on our extensions page. So it's currently version 1.8 is what we've got listed here, not the version 2 that I've been showing. So if yours is looking more like this screenshot, then you're on the older version, and just let us know and we can give you access to the beta. Okay, so that's the Mail Campaigns add-on to the CRM. When we get to version 3 of the CRM, we will be moving this into its own bundle. So you'll be able to see this is our version 3 pricing that's coming up for anybody that hasn't purchased yet. And at that point, Mail Campaigns is only available in the Elite plan or Reseller. It won't be available in the Entrepreneur Bundle if you buy the bundle after version 3. If you've already got the bundle, then you maintain access to the Mail Campaigns. So that's it for today. It's a bit shorter than other webinars. There's not been too many questions, so it's just a general overview, just to show people around. But again, if there's any questions, I will leave this open for a few moments and answer them. And thank you for taking the time to attend. And I'll hopefully see or speak to you soon. Okay, thank you.